Alright, we've done the best, now let's do the worst. What's up, everybody? I'm Digmbot, and welcome to the top 10 worst games of E3 2017, according to me. This is my opinion, so if you disagree, you can put your picks in the comments down below, but let's not be trolly about it. That being said, let's get started.
Number 10.
Microsoft and 4K. Oh my god, how many times did they say 4K during this presentation? Look, I know this one might be cheating a little bit because it's not a specific game. That's why I put it at number 10, but every single game, if you were playing that 4K drinking game, you're probably dead and not watching this video, so I'm sorry, but it was a little much. I get that they're pushing the Xbox One X, and god damn it, that's a stupid name. I know they're pushing it hard, but every single game... Ugh.
Number 9.
Alright, this one, Need for Speed Payback. Look, I remember the Need for Speed games back in the day, and they were pretty good. This one looks like a Fast and Furious game, which I guess would be fine if it was branded Fast and Furious, but even then I would have issues with some of the things I saw. I don't really look for a story in my racer. You know, the car is the story. That's my character. That's what I'm improving and tricking out and putting the ugliest paint jobs I can on, and then all that cutscene stuff and the slow motion stuff where they took control away from the driver, I don't want that. That looks terrible and unfun to play. And the idea of a racing game is to go fast. I mean, Burnout did crashes occasionally and it handled them well, but even Burnout didn't do slow-mo crashes every time he wiped somebody out. It just doesn't look good.
Number 8.
Assassin's Creed Origins. Alright, what can I say about this? It's Assassin's Creed. You climb on things. There's an open world, there's a map covered in objectives, and this time they've added RPG elements and loot. Like, I was already done with Assassin's Creed at 4, Black Flag, because that was a good one, and I had no real interest in the previous, or the last two that they did, but this one just looks like more and more and more of the same, and I fear that the game world is too big. I think they may have gone for size over polish on this one, and I'm pretty sure it's not going to be that great. Ubisoft has started combining all their mechanics from all their games into one amalgamation, which we'll get to a little later, and it just makes me not want to play them anymore.
Number 7.
Speaking of Ubisoft, The Crew 2. Not only did you have the world's most boring person talking about it, like I literally almost fell asleep during this part of the presentation, but did we really need this? The original Crew wasn't that good. I mean, I guess planes and boats are interesting, but I have no desire to play this. I'm not sure who this game is aimed at. I'm not sure that the public was crying out for a sequel to The Crew. I don't understand this one at all.
Number 6.
Oh, Nintendo. Could you at least have shown a logo? That Pokemon reveal was about the lamest thing ever, and we're going to have to wait over a year for it. That's all I have to say about this one.
Number 5.
Star Child. Alright, so this one is from Game Trust, which is, you know, the GameStop game publisher, and not only was the game ugly, I don't understand why it was in VR. There was no hook to show me why it was in VR. I think they thought that giant robot hand slapping down and saving the character and then slowly lifting you up as it faded out. I think they thought that would be enough, but no, it just left me confused, and I don't understand why we're supposed to care about this game and why it's in VR at all. So good job, GameStop. Your first game looks kind of jank.
Number 4.
Call of Duty World War II. Okay, look, here's what I saw from this, and yeah, it was apparently multiplayer. It was brown. There was some more brown. Then there was some gray. Then it was brown. Brown. The song they chose for it was terrible, and I just have no interest in Call of Duty anymore. And, you know, especially after the last couple, which at least were bright, vibrant colors. Now we've gone back to brown shooters. Not selling me on it at all.
Number 3.
Alright, so this one Sony chose to close out their press conference with, and here's my problem with it. It's Spider-Man skin on the Batman Arkham games. There's lots of climbing above dudes, there's lots of dodging around in slow motion, and then there were so many quick time events. Look, I get that it's hard to do Spidey, and I get that they thought that was the only way they could capture the experience, but like 60% of that trailer is a quick time event, and it's 2017. I don't want to play a game like that anymore. So it doesn't matter how cinematic and cool it is. Taking control out of my hands is not something I want you to do, and that was like most of the Spider-Man demo. I just not sold on it.
Number 2.
Skyrim VR. Look, Skyrim was at like every show this year. Skyrim is 6 years old. I'm over Skyrim. Skyrim VR looks really ugly. Like, I get that it was, you know, showing true footage because they're going to have to scale the resolution and stuff back in that game to make it work in VR, even on a PlayStation 4 Pro, but god damn was it ugly. I'm not really interested in playing Skyrim on the Switch, and I can take the Switch anywhere I want to go. I really don't want to play a jank-ass ugly version of it on console in VR.
Number 1.
Yeah, remember how I said that Ubisoft has like amalgamated all their gameplay mechanics together so that you can't tell the difference between their franchises? Far Cry 5 is a shining example of it. There's climbing towers. There is ordering NPCs around. Actually, I'm pretty sure they stole that one from Metal Gear Solid 5, and they also stole the dogs from Metal Gear Solid 5. It just does not look like it has a single original concept. They haven't changed anything about the gameplay. It's just more Far Cry 5, and they're pushing it as like their biggest game. Also, can we talk about how nobody plays FPS games the way they did in that demo? Like, he slowly crept up on the dead body and was like, oh, there's a dead body. No, any person playing an FPS is going to be like bouncing along like, boop, 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 boop. Oh, you're dead. I'm going to keep going. It's Ubisoft needs to do something to differentiate their series, because Far Cry 5 just looked like a shining example of why every Ubisoft game has the same mechanics and is just set in a slightly different timeline. Far Cry 5, least favorite game of E3 2017 by far, and this is coming from somebody who hates sports games and sat through the EA presentation of that Madden story mode. Alright guys, that is going to do it for me. Hey, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. It helps out. I'm Digmbot. I'll see you guys later.